Hi folks, it's Max at Polar Audio here. We are the official UK distributor for Radial Tonebone pedals, and in this video we're going to be having a look at the awesome Bassbone OD, which is a 2-channel parametric EQ pedal with an excellent overdrive circuit on it with an awesome big sound. It's a very straightforward pedal but very effective, so let's take a look at the options and controls that you've got on the pedal itself. Okay, so let's take a look at the pedal with the controls and features we've got on there. So starting from the input stage, we've got 2 possible inputs. If you connect to just channel A, it effectively becomes a 2-channel preamp pedal where you can switch between the tonal settings on channels A and B. You do have the option to connect a second instrument, for example an upright bass and an electric bass on the other channel, which gives you an instrument switcher which you can set different EQ settings to voice those right for those instruments. That's activated as soon as you connect something to the second channel. So we've got a mute button here and a tuner out on the back, which means you can silence the instrument in between songs and tune your instrument accordingly. And then we've got the same EQ and voicing switches on both channels. So on channel A and B, we've got low, mid and high EQ controls and a gain control to decide how much input's going in there. You've also got selectable mid-range, so you can accurately dial in the mid-range that you want, and you've also got a high-pass filter, which means you can leave it flat or notch out some of the high frequencies if you don't like your sound too percussive and clicky. The controls on channel A and B are the same, and then we move to the left and we have the actual overdrive section. You've got a drive control to control how much overdrive is in there, obviously, a mix control which allows you to dial in some of the dry signal if you prefer that, or you can go all the way up and just have it completely overdriven, and then you've got a tone control to shape the kind of harmonic character of that overdrive. Immediately below you've got another selector switch which lets you switch between just the overdrive, using the inbuilt effects loop as a loop switch and controller, or having both the overdrive and the effects loop, for example if you wanted to have a delay on your overdrive sound for lead tones or melodic passages. So that's the basics of the pedal. As I said, we've got an effects loop which uses a stereo wire cable for your reverbs, delays, chorus, etc. We've also got a DI out the back and a number of other switches for things like ground lift, phase correction, and headphones and blending controls. So without further ado, let's get right in here and listen to some of the tones on offer. So there's no bypass control as such on this pedal. You effectively set your EQ settings on channels A and B and switch between them, and then you can kick in the overdrive separately. The overdrive is after those channel EQs, so it will adopt the character of the channels you've selected. To begin with, on channel A here, I've got a nice mid-boosted sound which will bring out the more middle of the neck and more arpeggiated sounds. So let's have a listen to how that might sound. So that's a nice mid-boosted sound. On channel B, I've done the opposite. I've scooped out all the mids, jacked up the bass, added some top end in there, and also adjusted the mid-range accordingly. And that sounds like this. Okay, so now I'm going to switch back to channel A and engage the overdrive. In this setting, I've got the drive set to max so you can hear how much oomph it's got. I've got the mix just over halfway from dry to wet, and I've got the tone set all the way up pretty much just to give it plenty of bite and character. So with a more middly setting, the overdrive sounds like this. So that's a more cutting overdrive sound. As I said, if I switch back over to my low boosted slap type tone on channel B, when I kick in the overdrive, that will sound a lot meatier. So let's hear a nice low overdriven riff I'm going to play with a plectrum this time, just to give you another tonal character to hear how it sounds with a pick. So that was the Tonebone Bassbone OD. Hope you enjoyed those examples. We had the DI connected out the back, so you'll hear switching between an amplified sound and a DI signal throughout those examples. Go and check it out at your local music retailer. I've been Max at Polar Audio. See you next time.